I'm going to wait for a little bit more information to come out, a little bit more clarification to come out, because if I don't, I'm going to get egg on my face. Except for stupid Democrats. Can't help themselves, right? Going to rush head first into the, see, Trump's a pedophile. He's on pedophile island with pedophile Epstein. It's like, shut up. Just wait for the evidence to come out. Or show me the proof. Show me the actual proof other than, well, they just reported that. We have this card here, so therefore it's true. Fuck that.
Andrew Wilson destroys this woke liberal in this heated debate over the Epstein files, as Andrew Wilson calls out these soy boys complaining and then uses logic to wreck this guy's woke narrative surrounding Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get in.
Is that what this whole panel is? Is it just bitching about the way in which this information has been released by the Trump administration? Or did you guys have actual criticism? Or did you have actual criticisms or accusations to make against the Trump administration that they're covering? Hang on. Let me ask the question. Shut up, lady, while I ask the question. So the question's really simple. Are you making an accusation that Trump is somehow nefariously tied up with Epstein? Are you making an accusation that there's a cover-up afoot? Why don't you just say what you mean so we can get to the heart of it, and so I don't have to listen to an Epstein Yelp review, and we can have an actual debate here?
All right, Andrew's being dangerously based. I don't like it. All right, my accusation would be that I hit it in my opening. My accusation would be Trump is probably embarrassed by the fact that he was friends with a criminal. That's what's in the files. It's gonna be like, these dudes were pretty decently close friends, and he is definitely
until he banned them from all of the properties. Right, until you banned him of all the Mar-a-Lago properties, and then on top of that,
would you still say it's not an embarrassment when that
I don't
comes
think
out,
so. I think, like, for instance, Chuck Schumer had introduced a bill which was trying to get the Epstein files released, but he attached it to a defense bill, and Chuck Schumer was heavily donated to by Epstein himself. They knew that the Republicans were going to block that because they attached it to another bill, right? This was all partisan politics and game playing. None of them had any intention whatsoever of actually releasing any of this. So the question here, really, for me, is what are you exactly accusing Trump of doing, or Trump's administration of doing? Because if all you're saying is they waffled on how to release this stuff, fine. I'll concede that point. The right has heavily criticized him for doing that, but do you have something more, or is it just like the last 17 weeks of everybody bitching about Epstein without actually making any sort of accusations about anything?
Well, there's plenty of accusations. I just don't know if any of us believe any of them.
Well, it's just not going to go anywhere.
I don't know if we got anyone on here that is deep in the conspiracies.
I'm curious, actually. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but what do you think about the Wall Street Journal, the Enigmas Never Age, that whole thing? I mean, Trump is obviously suing them, but it seems ballsy and just nonsensical if the Wall Street Journal doesn't know the provenance of that and is just running with that. So to me,
yeah, right. Give me a break. Do you know how many times these major media outlets have had to retract stories later on about Trump?
This would be like a huge
about Trump's story. Yeah, but they do it all the time, man. They do it all the time.
Are you talking about the
letter? The doodle.
But until that happens, I mean, we can say that about anything. Like, it might get retracted. What about the fact that it looks pretty credible at this moment in time?
Doesn't look. Hang on. Does it look credible, or are you just a fucking Democrat and you want it to be true? Like, which thing do you think is more likely, from my position, that suddenly we're going to start believing the Wall Street Journal without having? Well, what's the actual evidence here? Can you show me what the actual evidence is that they're presenting of this?
That it came from his birthday book.
Oh, right. So Trump says, nope, not my signature. JD Vance comes out and says,
really your argument? He says it's not mine.
Let me make my argument. Let me make the argument, and then you'll know my argument. So the argument's simple, right? Trump says, nope, not my signature. JD Vance comes out, says the whole thing is a hoax. The burden's on who? You. You know who doesn't have the burden to prove themselves innocent? Trump. You guys have to show a satisfying amount beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the case for the public to believe it, because right now they don't. The reason that they don't is because of all the misinformation that fucking Democrats have put out about Trump before, and the fact that we know Democrats don't give a shit about this. We know that with that Willie Jefferson Clinton was out on Epstein Island all the time. He went at least 4 times, recorded, right? No, Democrats don't care about that. They don't care about their own administration. What do you mean? That's in the official released files. The Democrats don't give almost done, bro. Almost done. 1 second. Democrats don't give, and you'll get plenty of time to respond. Plenty of time to respond. Calm the fuck down. So look, Democrats don't care. They don't care. They're not looking at this in a credible way to try to clean their own house either. You're just trying to hurt Trump with it. You don't actually care about it.
Yeah, I'm with Andrew Wilson. I am not buying anything that the New York Times puts out basically anymore at all. Like, they have trashed their reputation beyond recovery at this point for all of the misinformation, malinformation, all of the garbage that they've put out over the last 10 years. Donald Trump and on the right, I mean, they've gone full woke with everything. No, I'm not buying anything that they had to say. And yeah, we already know Democrats have been to Jeffrey Epstein Island. We already know Bill Clinton has been to Jeffrey's Island. Like, we already know this, but Democrats, they don't care about that. They just look the other way. They don't care. They don't want this to come out. Now, I don't know why exactly they haven't come out. I want to hear your comments down below why you think they haven't come out. The most credible thing that I have seen as to far as why is because the people on that list are so big and so powerful that at the time that all of this was going on with Jeffrey Epstein, billions and billions and billions of dollars were basically being stolen from the Department of Defense along with other parts of the government. So the whole time that this operation was going on with Jeffrey Epstein, they were stealing money at the same time from the American people at the same time that they were bailing out the banks. So they stole Americans' money, bailed out, the globalists and all the rich people and banks and all that crap while they were doing all this along with Democrats. And those people are so big, it would basically fracture the government. Like, literally, it's so big and so important that if it comes out, it risks breaking America. Like, it's that big of a consequence. And honestly, I'm inclined to believe it because we already know there's presidents, princes. I mean, who else bigger are you really, do you really have to choose from? Just other billionaires. But, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, Democrats, they just jump at the first thing that they hear and they keep biting at all the crap information that the mainstream media continues to feed them. But hit that like button and notification bell if you're enjoying the video. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the link in the description and let's get back in.
Okay, so there was an actual letter. Hold on. There was an actual letter from Bill Clinton in that little birthday book thing too, right? And it was a handwritten letter. My question to everybody who believes that that was a real letter from Donald Trump, did you actually look at it? It says voiceover at the top of it, right? It is a voiceover it's a transcript that doesn't make any sense. It sounds ridiculous. And then
well, I mean, I'm going to give you guys fucking good content, okay? I'm going to give you guys fucking entertainment. I'm not going to let these Democrats
Andrew, you're muted.
Just walk around being Democrats. I'm not doing it.
Andrew talks to his own chat sometimes.
So wait, I'm trying to understand how they get it out his birthday book and then they present it as the evidence and Andrew's like, where's the evidence? I've never heard of such bullshit.
No. That's not what I said.
You don't believe it.
Nope. I'm going to give you
it's not credible.
I'm going to give you the counter here. The counter is this, that when you make an accusation, if you say, Andrew signed my birthday card, and I say, that guy's a fucking liar, I didn't sign it, and that's not my signature, you then need to prove that it is, fuckhead. I don't have to go and prove that I didn't do anything. You got to prove that I did, so prove it.
What version of proof would that be? What does that look like?
I want to know.
Do you hear what I just said? Prove it. Prove it's his. Prove it's his signature, and he actually signed it.
Proof beyond those signatures being damn near identical.
You could have eyewitnesses who were there, who saw it. You could have multiple corroborating evidences, which would prove that Trump was false. You could do all sorts of things.
Imagine this barrier standard for everything.
I know. Imagine having evidence for actual evidentiary claims.
One of the few good examples of Trump's doing, because now it will be brought before a court of law, and so we will get to see this information come out through the legal process and see exactly what led the New York Times to make this conclusion that this was credible enough to release. And so this is something where we can all literally just wait and see.
Agreed.
So it's also a story that's probably not going to go away.
I'm just curious, Andrew, what do you think about like the Woody Allen signature, the Alan Dershowitz, the Bill? Do you think the whole book is a fraud, or is your theory that just the Trump one is a fraud, or are you agnostic on it?
Well, it remains to be seen. Exactly what's going on with the birthday book. So here's the thing that's really funny is like, you guys all know this. You all cover media. Initial reports on almost everything that the media puts out there are wrong. And we know that they're wrong almost all the time, which is why we've now gotten into the era in the last 2 years especially of commentators like all of you. The second a story comes out saying, wait, before I give a take, I'm going to wait for a little bit more information to come out, a little bit more clarification to come out, because if I don't, I'm going to get egg on my face. Except for stupid Democrats. Can't help themselves, right? Going to rush head first into the, see, Trump's a pedophile, is on pedophile island with pedophile Epstein. It's like, shut up. Just wait for the evidence to come out. Or show me the proof. Show me the actual proof other than, well, they just reported that. We have this card here, so therefore it's true. Fuck that.
Yeah, Andrew's definitely right. Democrats have spent the last decade just jumping at the first thing of information that's been put in front of their face. And if the majority or a decent amount of any of them would have taken any time to actually look and think before they leapt, they would know that so much of these stories pushed by the mainstream media have been utter and complete garbage. And like Andrew said, it is a verifiable fact that Donald Trump banned Jeffrey Epstein after he kicked him out because he had staff complaining about him. Who in their right mind, if they knew this other guy had evidence that could absolutely destroy them, would you even dare try to do that to them? And then nothing happened. Nothing was released. Nothing came out. So there wasn't even a consequence to it because there was no evidence there to be used against Donald Trump. If anything, that's the one thing that proves or substantiates the idea that Donald Trump never did anything bad on Jeffrey Epstein's island. Otherwise, he would have been able to be blackmailed. And obviously, that was not the case. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Andrew Wilson had to say, completely destroying this woke liberal in this debate. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.